Hello quiz heads, welcome to Takeaway Trivia episode 212. I'm Leon, your quizmaster from Hereford, UK, and welcome to another 4 rounds of pub quiz style trivia straight into your ears. You can either play this podcast like a real pub quiz, use the questions to sit down with your friends and battle your brains, or just listen to it while you're out at the gym, walking the dog, and just see if you can beat your own record. I provide the questions, the rules are up to you. And a few very quick hellos this week, then we'll get straight into the podcast. Josh Roberts says, can I have a shout out? I listen to the podcast at work and love it, but need 2 a week because we've caught up. Josh, when I work out how to clone myself, I'll get it done, but not for now. Thank you, Josh. Have a good one. Kate Fern says, hello, me and my partner are celebrating our 5th anniversary on Monday. That's today as this podcast drops. If you can give Greg, my fiancé, a shout out, that would be amazing. So Kate and Greg, congratulations, have an amazing day, and thank you for listening. And hello to Mark, who says, myself, my fiancée Katie and daughter Sierra are listening from Canada. We started from episode 1 and listen to an episode every day. We're currently on episode 84. Please give us a shout out and we'll hear it when we finally get close to catching you. Katie, Sierra and Mark, hello to you in about 120 episodes, I think, roughly. Right, what's coming up in this week's edition? We've got the final fling on the way, a brand new round called Lost in Translation. If you're a film fan, hopefully you'll enjoy it. I've also got a tricky edition of Wipeout, but let's start with general knowledge. Good luck. Round number 1 then. It's your general knowledge round, potluck, mixed bag of trivia. Let's go. At which restaurant does Spongebob Squarepants work? That's your first question this week. Number 1. At which restaurant does Spongebob Squarepants work? Number 2. Which country did the Renault car originate in? So number 2, from which country did Renault cars originate? Number 3, how many decades are there in a millennium? Question 3, how many decades in a millennium? Number 4, Rivers Cuomo is the lead singer of which band? I'll spell Cuomo for you, Cuomo. Number 4, Rivers Cuomo, that's Cuomo, is the lead singer of which band? Number 5, how many states are there in the US of A? Question number 5, how many states are there in the USA? Number 6, before the euro, what was the currency of Italy? Number 6, before the euro, what was the currency of Italy? Number 7, which team won the first 5 European Cup finals? We're talking soccer there. Number 7, which team won the first 5 European Cup finals? Number 8, the story of Evita takes place in which country? Question 8. The story of Evita takes place in which country? Number 9. What was the first single to be released by the band Oasis? Number 9. What was the first single to be released by the band Oasis? And question 10. What nationality was Galileo? Number 10. What nationality was Galileo? That's your 10 questions in general knowledge this week. Hold tight, the answers are on the way. First of all, here's round 2. Round number 2 is a wipeout round this week. Oh yes, the evil wipeout round. 10 more questions of general knowledge. However, if you get one wrong, you have to score yourself 0 on the whole round. Naughty, isn't it? Now you are allowed to pass by leaving your answers blank. But like I said, get one wrong and that's it for this round. Question number 1. Who is the lead singer of Coldplay? Number 1. Who is the lead singer of Coldplay? Question 2. What number president was Barack Obama? Number 2. What number president was Barack Obama? Number 3. In which country would you find Transylvania? Number 3. In which country would you find Transylvania? Number 4. What is an angle of more than 180 degrees called? Number 4. What is an angle of more than 180 degrees called? Number 5. What was Ross's occupation in Friends? Question number 5. What was Ross's occupation in Friends? Number 6. In music, what is the name for a note equal in length to half a crotchet? Is it crotchet? That doesn't sound right to me. And I did music. At school I studied music. It's not crochet, is it? That's knitting. It's got to be crotchet. So question number 6, in music, what is the name for a note equal in length to half a crotchet? I think in American parlance, it's known as a quarter note. Number 7, which drug and tonic water ingredient is used to treat malaria? So number 7, which drug and tonic water ingredient is used to treat malaria? Number 8, what is the national animal of India? Question 8, what is the national animal of India? Number 9, the World Snooker Championship final is played over the best of how many frames? Number 9, the World Snooker Championship final is played over the best of how many frames? And number 10, who played the title role in Miss Congeniality? Number 10, who played the main role in the film Miss Congeniality? They don't make films like that anymore, do they? Like nice, fun comedies. They've either got to be massive blockbuster films or real art house films. Now, there's no in-between. I suppose the in-between stuff sort of gets released straight onto streaming services now. But I miss those days of just a good old comedy film at the cinema. Let's return to your general knowledge round. How did you do? I hope it was a good start for you this week. Let's find out. Number 1, at which restaurant does Spongebob Squarepants work? The Krusty Krab. Number 2, which country did Renault cars originate from? France. Number 3, how many decades are there in a millennium? 100. Number 4, Rivers Cuomo, that's C-U-O-M-O, is the lead singer of which band? I'm probably pronouncing that as badly as I'm pronouncing crotchet, aren't I? So Rivers Cuomo is the lead singer of which band? Weezer. Number 5, how many states are there in the USA? 50. Number 6, before the Euro, what was the currency of Italy? The lira. 7, which team won the first 5 European Cup finals? Real Madrid. Number 8, the story of Evita takes place in which country? Argentina. Number 9, what was the first single to be released by the band Oasis? Supersonic. And number 10, what nationality was Galileo? Italian. Total up your scores and get ready for round 3. Round 3 in this week's Takeaway Trivia is something completely brand new, but a fun one for film fans. I'm calling it lost in translation. So Hollywood films are released all over the world, but their titles sometimes use phrases that are unfamiliar in other languages. The result is bizarre title changes that when you translate them back to English, they completely change the names of the films. So can you identify these Hollywood blockbusters that have been translated into a new language, then translated back and just have a weird sounding name? So, film number 1, which was marketed in Venezuela as The Night of the Night. How would we know that in the West? So film number 1, The Night of the Night. How was that released when it first came out in Hollywood? Film number 2, which was marketed in China as Six Naked Pigs. What film was that? Film number 2, Six Naked Pigs. Film number 3, I reckon this is one of the easier ones. So its German title translates as The Unbelievable Trip in a Wacky Aeroplane. So film number 3, translated back from German, The Unbelievable Trip in a Wacky Airplane. What film's that? Film number 4 is the funniest. One Night, Big Belly. That was its Chinese translation. So film number 4, One Night, Big Belly, which could actually work as a subtitle to the film. Film number 5, we're going to Argentina for this one. It's a Hollywood film, very famous Hollywood film, except in Argentina where it was known as Vaseline. Bit of lateral thinking required for this one. What film was marketed in Argentina as Vaseline? Film 6, we're going to France now. And when translated back from French, this film's title becomes Mum, I Missed the Plane. So film 6, Mum, I Missed the Plane. How is that Hollywood movie better known? Film number 7, we're going to Iceland, and it was known as Puppies. How is it better known? So film number 7, Puppies. For film number 8, we're travelling to Israel, and in Israel, this film was marketed as It's Raining Falafel. Well, saying it's marketed as that is wrong, but when it's translated and then translated back, the new film title becomes It's Raining Falafel. Film number 9, I reckon this one's probably the easiest. Its Danish translation, then translated back into English, became The Boy Who Drowned in Chocolate Sauce. What film's that? So number 9, The Boy Who Drowned in Chocolate Sauce. And finally, now this is the hardest one because it is nothing like the actual film title. Its Chinese translation became Superpower Dare Die Team. So film number 10, Superpower Dare Die Team. There's 2 words in that title you can pick out which might give you the clue. I'd say there's 3 words in that title that have nothing to do with the film whatsoever. I'll give you a clue for number 10 because it's really hard. It's the 2016 version of this film in particular that was marketed as Superpower Dare Die Team. Alright then, pause the podcast if you want to have a think or a longer think about those film titles. And let's return to round number 2, which was Wipeout. Don't forget, the minute you get one wrong, you have to wipe yourself out on this round, score yourself 0. Number 1, who is the lead singer of Coldplay? That's Chris Martin. Number 2, what number president was Barack Obama? He was number 44. Number 3, which country is Transylvania? Romania. Number 4, what is an angle of more than 180 degrees called reflex angle? Number 5, what was Ross's occupation in Friends? He's a paleontologist. Number 6. In music, what is the name for a note equal in length to half a crotchet? That's a quaver. Number 7. Which drug and tonic water ingredient is used to treat malaria? That's quinine. Number 8. What is the national animal of India? A tiger. Number 9. The World Snooker Championship final is played over the best of how many frames? 35 frames. And number 10. Who played the title role in Miss Congeniality? That was Sandra Bullock. How did you do on Lost in Translation then? Let's find out what these films are. Number 1 was The Night of the Night. It was marketed in Venezuela under that title. It is The Dark Knight, the Batman film. Number 2, Six Naked Pigs. This could be quite insulting, really. It's The Full Monty. The Full Monty, classic British film from the 90s. Six Naked Pigs. Is that a suitable title? Number 3, The Unbelievable Trip in a Wacky Aeroplane. Sums the film up very well. It is Airplane, one of the greatest comedy films ever made. Number 4, One Night, Big Belly. That was its name in China. We know it better as Knocked Up. Kind of works, doesn't it? Number 5, Vaseline. Did you get this one? Think laterally about it. The film I was looking for was Grease. Film number 6, Mum, I Missed the Plane. It was marketed under that name in France. We know it better as Home Alone. Number 7, Puppies. That was the translation from the Iceland marketing campaign. 101 Dalmatians is the more familiar title. Number 8, It's Raining Falafel. That's cloudy with a chance of meatballs. Number 9, The Boy Who Drowned in Chocolate Sauce. That's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And number 10, this was the hard one, Superpower Dare Die Team. Did you get it? Film I was looking for was Ghostbusters. See, Superpower Dare, what has that got to do with Ghostbusters? Die Team, I kind of get, because team, is the Busters, and die leads to you being a ghost. But Superpower Dare, what has that got to do with Ghostbusters? But there you go, that was the 2016 version of Ghostbusters. Answer the Call, as it's also known. There's a certain subsection of the internet that absolutely hates that film. I didn't mind it, and I say that as a Ghostbusters fan. I thought it was alright. It was just fun. Just a fun, silly adaptation of the original. But there we go. Alright then, that's your film titles. If you like that, I've got a few more up my sleeve. We can do another round of that in the future. But if you're ready, let's go on to the final fling. Time for the final round then. 15 questions of general knowledge. It's the final fling, your last chance to score a victory on this edition of Takeaway Trivia. Question number 1. The city of Linz is in which European country? That's L-I-N-Z or Z. So number 1, the city of Linz is in which European country? Number 2, which organ of the body secretes insulin? Number 2, which organ of the body secretes insulin? Number 3, who was the first composer to appear on English banknotes? Number 3, who was the first composer to appear on English banknotes? Question number 4. The flag of which Middle Eastern nation is green with a white Arabic inscription and a sword? Number 4. The flag of which Middle Eastern nation is green with a white Arabic inscription and a sword? Number 5. Love Never Dies is the sequel to which famous musical? Question number 5. Love Never Dies is the sequel to which famous musical? Number 6. In 1935, which country was renamed Iran? Number 6. In 1935, which country was renamed Iran? Number 7. What is pulped to make paper? Question 7. What is pulped to make paper? Question number 8. The SNCF is the National Railway Corporation of which European country? Number 8. The SNCF is the National Railway Corporation of which European country? Question number 9. On the 30th of July 1938, the first issue of which children's comic was published in Britain? Number 9. On the 30th of July 1938, the first issue of which children's comic book was published in Britain? It's still going to this day. It's a weekly comic book and one of fond childhood memories. Number 10. The city of Philadelphia was founded by members of which religion? Question 10. The city of Philadelphia was founded by members of which religion? Number 11. A pottle, that's P-O-T-T-L-E, is an old measurement for liquids equal to how many pints? So question number 11. If I poured you a pottle of iron brew, how many pints of iron brew would you be drinking? Number 12. The Seto Inland Sea, that's S-E-T-O, the Seto or Seto Inland Sea, separates the three main islands of which country? Question number 12. The Seto or Seto Inland Sea separates the three main islands of which country? Number 13. Which actor played Bridget Jones's father on screen? Question number 13. Which actor played Bridget Jones's father on screen? Number 14. Who voices Lightning McQueen in the Cars films? Question number 14. Who voices Lightning McQueen in the Cars films? And number 15. Which English king died in the Battle of Hastings? Question number 15. Which British king or English king died in the Battle of Hastings? That's your 15 questions on the final fling. Pause the podcast now while you finalise your answers, but when you're ready, here they come. Here they are then, the answers to round number 4, which is your final fling. The city of Linz is in which European country? Austria. Number 2, which organ of the body secretes insulin? The pancreas. Number 3, who was the first composer to appear on English banknotes? Sir Edward Elgar. Number 4, the flag of which Middle Eastern nation is green with, in white, an Arabic inscription and sword? Saudi Arabia. Number 5, Love Never Dies is the sequel to which famous musical? Phantom of the Opera. 6, in 1935, which country was renamed Iran? That's Persia. Number 7, what is pulped to make paper? Wood. 8, the SNCF is the National Railway Corporation of which European country? France. Number 9, on the 30th of July 1938, the first issue of which children's comic was published in Britain? The Beano. I'm still a member of the Dennis the Menace fan club. Nish nash nosh and all that. Number 10. The city of Philadelphia was founded by members of which religion? The Quakers or the Religious Society of Friends? Number 11. A pottle is an old measurement for liquids which is equal to how many pints? 4 pints. If you put half a gallon, give yourself a tick. 12. The Seto or Seto Inland Sea separates the three main islands of which country? Japan. 13. Which actor played Bridget Jones's father? Jim Broadbent. 14. Who voices Lightning McQueen's in the Cars films? Owen Wilson. Wow. And number 15. Which English king died in the Battle of Hastings? King Harold II. There you go, quizheads. That was takeaway trivia for another week. I hope you've enjoyed the questions this week, and I hope you've done well. Reward yourself with a nice cup of tea. Don't forget to like, subscribe and follow for free this podcast wherever you receive your podcasts to make sure it's downloaded straight to your device every Monday. And don't forget, we're now on YouTube. Search for Takeaway Trivia on YouTube. I'm sure you'll be able to find us. Subscribe, ring that bell and do whatever YouTubers do. I'll leave you with one final tat fact. Did you know that the 100 folds in a traditional chef's hat are said to represent the 100 ways to cook an egg? I'm not a great cook. If you ever ask me for eggs, however I try to do them, they will probably end up scrambled. Have a great week, have a safe week, and we'll quiz again soon. Take care. I hope you're enjoying Takeaway Trivia. Don't forget, we're now available wherever you get your podcasts, so please subscribe, rate and review to help this quiz grow. Also, if there's anything you would like to be tested on, any subjects you'd like to hear in the quiz, please get in touch. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/takeawaytrivia or on Threads at Bar Wars. Finally, we're also available on YouTube, youtube.com/@takeawaytrivia. Happy quizzing! The intro music is There It Is by Kevin MacLeod, available from incompetech.filmmusic.io, licensed by creativecommons.org.